Alright, so before we get into the video, we're gonna be talking about the Vicente Luque versus Michael Chiesa post-fight review. So Vicente Luque submits Michael Chiesa in the first round, and my thoughts on it, very very good fight, man, and definitely a good win for Vicente Luque. But all around, this was a very very good fight. It was mainly like kind of like just kind of like it was a ground and pound kind of fight, like kind of like a wrestling type of fight. There was like moments with the punches, but it was mainly kind of like a ground and pound type of fight. But then obviously Vicente Luque came out in front and got the win. I'm very happy for Vicente. I didn't expect him to actually submit Michael Chiesa. Laugh out loud. I actually picked him to actually knock out Michael Chiesa, but he still got the job done. I don't know what's next for Michael Chiesa, man. I just, he might need to retire, man, because a lot of these like talents in the UFC are just too good for him, man. So, but definitely a good win for Vicente Luque, and on to the video. Hey, what's up, y'all? Preston from Fight Media 360 here. So this is a quick preview and prediction for Guillermo Rigondeaux versus Riel Casimero. So before we get into all this, I just want to say this fight takes place on Saturday, August the 14th, and it's live on the Showtime Boxing. So yeah. Um. So now we got that out the way. So now let's talk about well, before actually that, um there was actually some things going on with this fight. Like at first, this fight was actually like at first this fight was like was gonna happen, but then this fight got pulled out because I believe like Nonito Donaire's wife, or like his manager, um gave Rigondeaux a step aside money so we can have Donaire Casimero, which would be a very good fight. To be honest, I would actually rather see that fight than this, but this is still a really good fight, to be honest. But now we got that out the way, so now let's talk about the odds and then what they need to do to win, and then my final prediction. So Riel Casimero is listed as the favorite in this fight. I believe he's a negative 130 or 140 favorite or something like that. And yeah. So now we got that out the way. So now let's talk about what they need to do to win, and then my final prediction. So let's start off with the slight underdog, Guillermo Rigondeaux. So what I would like to see from Rigondeaux is I would really like I don't expect him to move his feet a whole lot in this fight, because Guillermo Rigondeaux is getting a lot older, because he's like what 40, almost 41. I believe he's gonna be turning 41 next month. Um, so I'm not expecting him to use his feet a whole lot, but I would really like to see from him is to like kind of like pick his shots, because Casimiro likes to bob and weave his head a lot when he punches. So Rigondeaux is like his best chance in this fight of winning is to time Casimiro with hard shots, and probably and try to stagger and try to get Casimiro's attention and get his respect with your punches, and pretty much just try to like land your hard shots. Like I mean, yeah, it would be the right thing to move around, but for how old Rigondeaux is, moving your feet around probably isn't the best idea, because Guillermo probably can't move his feet like that fast, because again he is like 40 years old, so he definitely just needs to land that one shot on Casimiro, and then try to land those and try to like time Casimiro with your punches, and also to throw that jab out, because these last few years, I really haven't really seen as of for me, I haven't really seen Rigondeaux throw a whole lot of jabs, like recently, at least the old Rigondeaux. you know he kind of likes when somebody comes close and he starts brawling, you know. But this fight, he can't brawl with Casimero, because he probably gonna get hurt a lot. He could, and there is a good chance he can catch Casimero, but I just think the safest choice is to try to outbox Casimero and beat him to the punch every time, and then try to like drop him with like a shot and try to counter Casimero, and just really try to hurt Casimero. So that's what Guillermo Rigondeaux needs to do to win. So yeah. So now for John Riel Casimero, what I would like to see from John Riel is I would like to see him just do what he does, is like be an aggressive fighter. But I'm not using Brian Castano as an example, but kind of like try to box, kind of like at least try to box with Rigondeaux or something like that. Not box with him, but just try to just be an aggressive fighter against Rigondeaux, you know, because like Rigondeaux, like there's more than likely Casimero is gonna land his shots against Rigondeaux, because Rigondeaux doesn't have that good of head movement or footwork anymore. If it was the young Rigondeaux, then then obviously you win this fight. But it's so tough for me to predict this fight because this is like the old Rigondeaux versus the prime Casimero, which makes a really good fight. But he really needs to like try to just dog Rigondeaux and just like pretty much just be the man in the ring and just be that aggressive fighter that you are and unleash with power shots against Guillermo Rigondeaux, and also, I would like to kind of see him like use his jab a bit in this fight, you know, and really you know, kind of like use your jab and kind of like get your way in there. Because yeah, he probably has the advantage in this fight with his aggressiveness style, and Rigondeaux isn't really good against aggressive fighters, you know. So like he needs to like at least kind of like use your jab to kind of like get your way in, and then kind of like throw your hook in there to kind of like really get Rigondeaux's attention. Because like yeah, be aggressive, but don't because like in his last fight against Duke Micah, um, he was beating Micah up the whole fight, but he was kind of getting caught by Micah a bit in that fight. So he definitely needs to like use different adjustments, like again use your jab to kind of get your way in there, and then you can just try to dog ring it down, you know, and kind of just like throw that and kind of like time that hook on Rigondeaux, because Rigondeaux is the taller fighter, and I believe he's the bigger fighter than Casimero. So he definitely needs to kind of like hit him with the hook or something like that, and kind of like get it like your way out of there, and then kind of like and then after that be aggressive. But he definitely needs to use a jab in this fight, because that would be a big key in this fight is to kind of like use your jab to time your way in there, and kind of like and then after that you can just dog Rigondeaux. So yeah. So that's what John Riel Casimero needs to do to win. So yeah. So my final prediction for this fight. This was a tough prediction for me to do. This is a very good fight, man. Like this is a very good fight. And again, it was kind of tough for me to predict this fight. But if I would have to pick one to win this fight, I'm probably gonna take John Riel Casimero by a stoppage, and probably I'm gonna say the later rounds. I do like mid or later rounds. Yeah, definitely mid or later rounds. I just think that the aggressiveness from Casimero and just the power of Casimero would really just be too much for Rigondeaux, and just I just feel like it would be too tough for Rigondeaux to hang with that kind of power. I think that Rigondeaux will just be more focusing on not trying to get knocked the hell out by Casimero, instead of trying to hit him with that good shot against Casimero. And I just think that the youth of Casimero and also the experience of Casimero, which is again be too much for Rigondeaux, and that's why I pick John Riel Casimero to win this fight by a stoppage in the mid or late rounds. And I actually think that Rigo is actually gonna quit in the stool in this fight. I do think that he's gonna quit in this corner, kind of like similar to the Loma fight. Like he's gonna kind of like quit. He's gonna like quit in his stool. So yeah. So that's my final prediction. I got John Riel Casimero by a TKO in the mid or late rounds. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm Preston from Fight Media 360, and thank y'all for watching this video.